2012 season, David Price has been dominant, and no team knows that better than the Baltimore Orioles, who have faced Price twice, losing both games and scoring just one run off the Rays lefty. Today, David goes for win number 15, and the Rays go for their 4th consecutive series win. Catch all the action on Sun Sports. Welcome to Rays Sunday Baseball, presented by Hyundai. This afternoon at Tropicana Field, the Rays and the Baltimore Orioles will wrap up this 3-game series, and it's a bark in the park day here. The Rays and the Orioles have divided the first 2 games. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Todd Callis along in just a moment. By the way, here is your pin.
That's a great partner.
Your boy
That's a great partner.
Well,
folks.
hey, bark in the park. One of the dogs ate it, I know, but we found it, polished it up. It's all new. So the Rays continue to battle here against the Baltimore Orioles, looking for a spot in the postseason, and they will send their de facto ace, David Price, to the mound. He was perfect in July, 3-0, but he's been very good much longer than that.
Well, I mean, he's been so consistent all season long, but if you just want to break it off, the last 8 games started, David Price, he's going at least 7 innings in all 8 games. He's given up 3 earned runs or fewer in all 8 games. You see the numbers right there, 1.5 earned runs a game. The one thing that I have been very impressed with David Price is his ability to adapt and change his arsenal from game to game. Sometimes we see a few more curveballs than changeups. Sometimes the changeup takes center stage. So it's one of those things. He leads with the fastballs. The secondary stuff comes off of how he's feeling that day and what the game plan is. He's been very, very good.
And for your Southern Ford dealers, starting matchup, David Price after victory number 15 today. Miguel Gonzalez, the right-hander, makes his 6th start of the season for Baltimore. He comes in with a record of 3-2. Bark in the Park Day here this afternoon at Tropicana Field. And when we come back, Todd Callis barks in the park.
family fun day here at Tropicana Field. It is the Rays' first ever Bark in the Park. 450 dogs in the TBT party deck, including some of these big boys as they're getting their rest in before the ball game. Just a flurry of activity up here, guys. Dog owners and dogs everywhere. Special tables set up for these dogs. Special doggy treats at the concession stands. A lot going on, and we'll be up here various times throughout the course of the game. When you talk about the most popular, most famous dog of all the Rays players, coaches, or manager, it's got to be Astro, owned by David Price. He's had a lot of publicity, including his own Twitter account. Here's today's Rays starter on his special relationship with his dog.
I guess it's our first Rays first Bark in the Park, so it's a new experience for us. I know a lot of guys are talking about bringing their dogs to the field, so it should be a good day.
You?
Absolutely.
Where's he going to be hanging out when you pitch?
Wherever you want. Might come out there on the mound.
While you're warming up?
Yeah. He can have a mound visit instead of Hickey.
You actually have had him in a mound bullpen session before, right? On the side?
Yeah, he came out, I guess, in our practice day before the 2010 postseason against the Rangers, and he just stood on the mound and watched me get my work in, and he was a good boy, and it was a good day for him.
David Price with Astro and the calendar the Rays put together. Ryan Shields, James' wife, who took all those pictures for the pet calendar at the beginning of the year. We're ready for baseball. David Price getting his final few tosses in just minutes before the first pitch of this game between the Rays and the Orioles. Price ready to go. So is Dwayne Statson, Brian Anderson. They'll have all the action for you on this Kids Sunday right around the corner. Enjoy it right here on Sunsport.
The nation's largest 4G network, AT&T, rethink possible. By Tires Plus, the plus is in everything we do. And by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. The Rays and the Orioles concluding the three-game series. A couple of shutouts. The Orioles winning last night 4-0. Rays the night before 2-0. And a special Kids Sunday featuring the Wiggles throwing out the first pitch before their post-game concert here this afternoon. Captain Feathersword doing the umpiring duties behind that first pitch. Not sure we can follow that, but we'll give it our very best. Here is the starting lineup for the Baltimore Orioles. Nick Markakis leads it off, followed by Robert Andino and J.J. Hardy. Adam Jones is the center fielder hitting cleanup in front of the DH Matt Wieters. Lou Ford hits sixth with Mark Reynolds, Omar Quintanilla, and Taylor Teagarden rounding out Buck Showalter's lineup.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander David Price making his 22nd start of the season. The season numbers up and down outstanding. 14-4, 2.64 earned run average. Took a no decision his last time out. Went 7 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. He struck out 11. Actually, back-to-back starts. His last 2, 21 strikeouts in 14 innings, and he has been getting it done with that power fastball, curveball, changeup.
And that's why last night after the loss, Joe Madden was talking about the idea is to win a series, and he feels pretty good, no kidding, with this guy, David Price, headed to the mound.
You're absolutely right about that. And so not like you want to lose any game, but boy, oh boy, you pick up a loss and know that David Price is going to, and a day game too. Quick turnaround, get him back out there, get him going. Let's take a quick look at the scouting report on Nick Markakis, the leadoff man for the Baltimore Orioles, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Leading man. He has been tearing it up since going to that leadoff spot, batting .358. He's got 6 doubles, a couple home runs, scored a bunch of runs since being put in the leadoff spot. First time in his career, and golden arm. Very good defender out there in right field, has a good arm, tough to run against.
There's Buck Showalter, manager of this Baltimore club. Rays and the Orioles with identical records of 56 and 51. Here is the first pitch, and it's a little chopper to the right side. Pena with the pickup and the little shuffle pass off to Price. 1 pitch, 1 out. That first pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. One away, and here's Robert Andino. Andino dividing time at third base here in this Baltimore lineup. Wilson Benameat, switch hitter, but a little better left-handed, playing against righties, and Andino in there against lefties. There's a strike. Andino hitting .230 for the year. Pitch away. Count is 1-1. Andino just recently off the DL after a shoulder injury that came in the middle of July in a game against Detroit. He injured his left shoulder and went on the DL. There's a strike. 1-2.
David Price staying away from Andino here. A couple of fastballs. That was a backdoor cutter. Hit the count to 1-2.
And the pitch in off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, David Price really likes that backdoor cutter to right-handed hitters. And for the longest time, really the only time you saw it was with 2 strikes, trying to close somebody out. But now you see it earlier in the count to get strikes.
Pitch is outside. 3-2. Price has actually thrown the fastball a little less than he did last year total, because he's incorporated a couple other pitches in there, and it has not been a significant drop off, but enough so that his mix is much better.
Absolutely. And what have we talked about, you know, with David Price, is he misses with that backdoor cutter there. That 3 in the at bat to Andino. But the one thing that we've talked about with David was the need to make his secondary pitches a little bit more viable, become more of a weapon than what they were. He was so fastball heavy, and that's what he's done with the curveball, the changeup, and that backdoor cutter. So trimming a little off the fastball is not huge, especially when you were at a percentage that David was last year.
J.J. Hardy. The first pitch is a fastball and a strike call. Hardy at .228 with 15 home runs. And Dino over at first base. He's 4 of 7 in the running game. Put away. 1-1. Hardy's numbers off a bit from last year. Still showing some pop. With 15 home runs, Hardy hit 30 a year ago when he hit 269. And he fouls it back. 1-2. We're in the top of the first, just underway. Price keeps an eye on Andino at first. Hardy had a couple of hits in the game last night after going 0 for 4 in Friday night's game. And a cut and a miss. Hardy out on strikes, and Price rings him up with a fastball hitting 96.
Well, he just went back to being aggressive there with J.J. Hardy. A couple of fastballs to end this at bat. This one at 96 and just powers it right by him. You could tell that previous swing by J.J. Hardy, he was trying to jerk something out into left field, left center. So David stays away and picks up his first strikeout.
There's Adam Jones. Pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Jones' lifetime against David Price, 5 of 26. Figures out to a 192 lifetime average against the Rays left-hander. This one is wide. 2-0. Pitch stayed out there. And a cut and a miss. Fastball. He's throwing that fastball by these guys here right from the very beginning.
Well, a couple of cutters to start this at bat against Adam Jones. Falls behind 2-0 and then really just get it close because he's going to be aggressive. That was ball 3, but Adam Jones very aggressive on that fastball and the 2-0 count especially.
He just missed there with a fastball. Now it's 3-1. Adam Jones among the league leaders in a number of categories. Swing and a miss. A pick cut. 3-1 fastball. So here in this inning, when Price needs it, he's gone to the fastball. Falling behind, missing with a couple of pitches, a couple of cutters that stayed wide.
And again, that swing right there. 3-1 count. Adam Jones looking to drive something to left field, left center, same as J.J. Hardy. See if he goes back with another heater away.
And a ground ball headed up the middle, but Zobrist is positioned right there and throws him out to retire the side. A walk and a man left. Bottom of the first coming. No score. Rays will face Miguel Gonzalez, a right-hander, and Joe Madden's lineup has Desmond Jennings leading off, followed by B.J. Upton and Matt Joyce in there today hitting third. Ben Zobrist, Jeff Keppinger, and Carlos Pena 4, 5, and 6. Ryan Roberts at third, 7th. Jose Lobaton will do the catching, and Elliott Johnson at short bats ninth.
Now taking the mound this afternoon for the Baltimore Orioles is right-hander Miguel Gonzalez, making his 6th start of the season. The only start of the previous 5 that he did not reach 100 pitches was against the Rays. They were able to knock him out in the 3rd inning. He went 2 2/3, giving up 7 earned runs. Bounced back in his last start in New York to pick up a win over the Yankees.
Here's Desmond Jennings. He goes after the first pitch and fouls it. Get back out of play, and that's strike 1.
That was the start where Miguel Gonzalez had no problem getting ahead of the Rays hitters 1-2, but then watch out. He hit 3 batters that game.
And a ground ball headed to short. Comes up for Hardy. Jennings is out at first base.
Let's take a look at Baltimore's defense as it lines up this afternoon in the outfield left to right. Lou Ford, Adam Jones, and Nick Markakis across the infield, 3rd to 1st. Robert Andino, J.J. Hardy, Omar Quintanilla, and Mark Reynolds. Taylor Teagard will be behind the plate this afternoon.
B.J. Upton pitches down 1-0. The Rays wound up scoring 7 runs off Gonzalez in that game. He gave up those 2 home runs, hit 3 men, and threw a wild pitch, walked a couple. There's a shot back into left center field, pretty well tagged over the head of Ford, and one hops the wall. Upton's on his way to second with a 2-base hit. For BJ, that's his 16th double this year.
Well, BJ was not going to let this fastball go by. Up, out over the plate. And he just gets that swing out there nice and level, up, and just tattoos this ball. Gets it over the head of Lou Ford.
So the Rays have a scoring opportunity right here in the bottom of the 1st. And their number 3 hitter, Matt Joyce, about to step in. Takes the pitch in there for a strike. And that start that you referenced, Desmond Jennings at the very first pitch of the game for a home run, and then Upton followed with a base hit. He got the next 2 hitters, and then the Rays went on to build a 5-run inning. 1-1 the count. Check of Upton. Pitch is tapped foul back. As you mentioned, the last outing he pitched very well against the Yankees. In fact, he's pitched much better on the road than he has at home. He's 3-0 on the road with a .293 and 0-2 at home in Baltimore with a .782 earned run mark in their home ballpark. And a liner up the right side. That's going to be foul. That pitch running in. So Joyce still up there with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quintanilla in short right field. So they get Joyce. Upton moves to 3rd. So they had him played to pull, and he did through the right side, but Quintanilla was there in shallow right.
Well, you can understand how frustrating that is for a hitter when you put that shift on. You know, because these guys will tell you, you're trying to go up there, have a good at bat, hit the ball hard, and that's exactly what he does. He smokes this ball, but right back there is Quintanilla. perfect position, more ground to be able to cover, even though he didn't have to right there. Out number 2.
Now Ben Zobrist swings and just got a little piece of it right back into the mid of Teagarden. Strike. Ground ball right side comes up for Reynolds, and he'll make the play unassisted. The Rays get a double but leave the runner aboard. So we go to the second inning. No score.
Great defense for you real quick. In the outfield, left to right, Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Ryan Roberts, Elliott Johnson, Ben Zobrist, and Carlos Pena. Jose Lobaton be behind the plate.
And Matt Wieters, who's serving as the designated hitter for Baltimore, leads off the top of the second inning. Lou Ford will hit next, and then Mark Reynolds. Rays with the big left-hander David Price on the mound. First pitch is wide. Ball, no strikes. Price down in the count. 2-0. David gave up a walk in the first to Andino, but struck out Hardy and got Jones on a ground ball to take care of that. Fly ball into right. Joyce back in front of the track, and he makes the catch. Wieters is out, number 1.
Well, today's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of FLA.
One away. Ford 1 out of 15 since being summoned from the minor leagues. Pitch is fouled out of play. It's a strike. Ford hit over 330 for the Norfolk Tides. Over 1,700 days between big league hits. There's a strike, 0-2. We got that hit, 1 for 15. First hit he'd had since September the 21st of 2007 in the major leagues. Checks and the pitch is down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shot to center field. Upton going back, and that's going to be over his head. Will one hop the wall. Ford's on his way to second and in standing. He took the fastball right down the middle and hit it over Upton's head.
Boy, he put a charge into that. Lou Ford stayed behind this baseball and just smoked it down. Look at him go down and get it. He gets underneath it. Good extension and finish, and that ball just took off. BJ, no chance to get this one.
So now the Orioles have a scoring opportunity. Ford in scoring position with 1 out. Mark Reynolds steps in. Pitch is too low. Oh, no strikes. Rays and the Orioles. Each 6.5 back of the Yankees in the East, tied for second. This one is down 2-0. Oakland and the Angels right now leading in the wild card race. The Tigers a half back, and the Rays and the Orioles each a game and a half back. Tigers home against Cleveland. And Cleveland has taken a 3-1 lead in the top of the third of that game. This pitch down 3-0. The former Rays farmhand Chris Seddon starting that game for Cleveland. Detroit 57 and 50, and the Rays and the Orioles at 56 and 51. 3-0 the count to Reynolds. So Reynolds walks on 4 pitches. 2 walks given up by Price already.
Now the command just not quite what we're used to seeing from David Price, and he's thrown actually an inordinate number of backdoor cutters already that we've seen. And sometimes you'll do that, you know, your fastball's not there, you try to buy some time with some other pitches, and hopefully that comes back to you rather quickly. You get spoiled. You get spoiled by David Price.
Yes, you do. Here's Quintanilla, the left-handed hitting infielder. And a fastball 95 for a strike. He did get Hardy on a fastball at 96 to strike him out in the first. And now this 95 into Quintanilla. Six in on him, and Quintanilla managed just to get a little piece of that one.
Now made a nice adjustment after Mark Reynolds, the fastball consistently down in the zone. That's where he was missing against Reynolds, has now brought that back up into the zone and jumped right out in front of Quintanilla 0-2.
Away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The foul, that's into the Baltimore dugout. Count is still a ball, 2 strikes down into the camera well. Two on, 1 gone. We're in the top of the second. second bat popper, and now the ball drops, but an infield fly has been called. And Price thought, well, he might get a little crafty there.
Yeah.
And let it drop. Some quick thinking. But Chad Fairchild on the infield fly had already called it. So the hitter's out. Of course, the runners have the option of advancing at their own risk.
I love that.
Decide not to.
I love that play by David Price. Why not? Take a shot. Boy, this ball just eats up Quintanilla in. He lost that in the sun, it looked like. But infield fly had been called.
It might have been one of the lights.
It reminds me of that scene from The Natural. Bo Bailey comes in.
Taylor Teagarden. There's the strike.
Same thing. Misplayed the fly ball. What happened? I lost it in the sun. You look up, all clouds.
Well, see, there's a lot going on up there.
There is.
You look up, you might lose it.
We've seen visiting
Yes, we have.
teams come in here and struggle with the roof.
And how often does even one of the Rays' own pitchers are they called upon to catch a pop-up? Fly ball to right. Joyce is going to have to go back for this when he's at the wall. And he makes the catch over the shoulder.
Wow.
Matt Joyce got to the end zone and caught the touchdown pass. What a grab by Matt Joyce. Here it is again. Got both feet in. Touchdown. No score. Bottom of the second coming.
The bottom three stairs that he chewed, so that was a long, drawn-out process, and he's still a pup.
Well, a bark in the park today, and it's a sellout in that section. 450 dogs showing up, taking their owners out for a day at the ballpark. And we go to the bottom of the second. Oh, what a grab by Matt Joyce. So the Orioles leave 2 on in the top of the inning, and here's Jeff Keppinger to open the home half of inning 2. Keppinger fouls it out of play. Pena to follow, and then Roberts. Any deeper, Lobatone would get a chance. Miguel Gonzalez delivers. This is down 1-1. Gonzalez, 27 years old. He was born in Guadalajara, Mexico. And finds the strike zone. It's 1-2. close, but he missed 2-2. Made his big league debut this year for the Orioles out of the bullpen in a game against the Blue Jays in Toronto. It was on May the 29th. And made his first big league start against the Angels. There's a shot in the left. And Lou Ford is there and makes the catch. And he beat the Angels in his first major league start on July the 6th. 7 innings of 1-run, 3-hit baseball in that one. And here is Carlos Pena. Pena starts the day at 195 with 15 home runs.
And you can see, too, where Miguel Gonzalez, he's lined up on the first base side of the rubber. You see a lot of guys do that, especially righties. Make it easier for them to get the ball in on the lefties.
First pitch is wide, 1-0.
And a lot of times when you're that far over and you go away from the lefties, you'll get a little bit more run, a little bit more sink. So you try to sink it away from them, and then you're closer to them. So you throw that cutter or fastball in on the hands, it's not as an extreme angle.
2-0 the count.
Well, today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Two-0 pitch. Bouncer foul down in front of Tom Foley. 2-1. You had a hit off the right-hander Gonzalez in Baltimore. 1 for 2 off him. Now it's 3 balls and 1 strike.
That's the pitch where it becomes difficult. When you try to backdoor the cutter and you're on the far first base side of the rubber, you're trying to throw that ball off the plate away, but then cut it back. It's almost like 2 separate angles.
Yeah,
Very
it's
difficult.
almost as if you're defying the laws of physics to try to do that.
Absolutely
and
right.
There's ball 4 again away, and he walks Pena. So Pena heads to first. He's on with 1 out. Ryan Roberts will bat. Well, Roberts with a home run, and he hit that home run off Gonzalez. Pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Gonzalez has given up 9 home runs. 8 have been solo home runs. And Ryan Roberts, the only hitter to belt 1 out with a man on against him. Number first base side going to be fouled and picked up by Reynolds. 0-2. Roberts jumped on a first pitch fastball over in Baltimore when he hit the home run. That was that game the Rays won 10-1. They had 2 home runs that day off Gonzalez, and they had 3 on the day. Ball, 2 strikes. Bounding ball foul. Holds the count at 1-2. Rays had a base runner in the first inning. Upton's double. He advanced to third on a ground ball. Was stranded there. Pena's at first. One out in the second. Here it is. 1-2, and it's low. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. That split finger in the low 80s. On deck, Jose Lobaton. Ground ball to the right of Hardy. Backhand pickup. Throw to second, 1. First base not in time. They get the force on Pena. Hardy to Quintanilla. So Roberts reaches on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, that was going to be very difficult for the Orioles to turn. That fastball ran in, got in a little bit on Ryan Roberts. That ball was not hit that hard, number 1. And number 2, J.J. Hardy had to then run into the hole backhanded, throw off his back foot. So just too much time taken up. The Rays will get another opportunity here to prolong this inning.
Lobaton. Strike. Lobaton hit his first big league home run in that 10-1 game. The 25th of July in Baltimore. Connected off Matt Lindstrom. The first, Roberts is back in. And the pitch is close and around the knees, off the plate. We'll revisit that home run for Lobaton. It was one of 3 hits he collected. In fact, he was on base every time up. He's also hit by a pitch in that game. And for the home run,
4 scoops.
Cup of ice cream there. 1-1. There goes Roberts. The pitch down and in, and Roberts is safe at second base. He got in head first. Hardy took the throw, put the tag on him, and Roberts has a stolen base.
Yeah, Ryan Roberts able to sneak that left hand in there ahead of the throw from Teagarden. He gets out there, a little skip throw. Let's see. Yes, he did.
So the second steal for Roberts. Rays have a man in scoring position. Lobaton swings through that pitch. The count is 1-2.
Fooled a little bit by that cutter. It's not a big cutter. About a 6-7 mile an hour difference in velocity.
He's out on strikes to retire the side. Fastball got him. Rays leave a man through 2, no score.
Turn around. This is your big moment on TV. We've got Blake, David's friend, helping out. Here's Astro Price. He's watching his dad pitch out there. What do you think of his performance so far, Astro? You think you've been instrumental in helping him to 8 straight starts in 7 innings or more? I think this is a very good interview, guys. I'm going to stay here with Astro for a while. Here's what's going on. We're going to head up to the party deck. Apparently, there's another dog up there that wants to marry Astro. So he and Blake are heading up to the party deck. We'll see how this pending relationship goes. Guys, back to you.
Todd playing the role of matchmaker again. He is all things to all people.
And dogs.
And interviewer of Astro. Well, let's go to the third. And pitch to Nick Markakis is in there for a strike. Markakis, Andino, and Hardy. There's a strike. 0-2. Just when you think Todd Kalas has done it all, he surprises you.
That is what makes him so good at what he does. The seamless transition from the bachelorette party to the dog interview.
That's it. Tap for Zobrist, and the toss to first. Markakis is out of there. Truly a man of many talents.
Nothing phases him. Hair never out of place.
Yep.
We know the secret to that.
Always calm, cool, and collected, and apparently an inside look at Todd Kalas coming up in mid-September inside the Rays. Can't wait for that. Pitch outside to Andino.
I hope that we get interviewed for that. That's all I'm hoping.
Yes, and we'd like to have editorial control.
We need it.
Yes.
We need it. Highly edited.
This pitch is high. 2-0 the count to Andino. In the third inning here this afternoon, wrap-up game of the series. David Price on the hill for the Rays. And there's a strike. 2-1. Well, the Orioles had a couple men on, runners at first and second with only 1 out in the second inning. Price got Quintanilla on a pop-up, and then Taylor Teagarden made a bid to get one over the head of Matt Joyce, and Joyce made a great over-the-shoulder catch to retire the side and put an end to that threat.
Yeah, that would have been huge. That ball gets over Matt Joyce's head. That's at least 2 runs, and you're still going to have a runner out there in scoring position.
This one shot back through the middle past the glove of Price. Andino is aboard for the second time with a walk and now a base hit. And let's take a look at where David Price stacks up in the win department. Circle K leaderboard, and David Price right there tied for first in the major leagues. 14 wins. J.J. Hardy. That's a strike. Price got Hardy on a fastball to strike him out in the first inning. One ball, one strike. He's come into this game winning 7 of their last 11, trying to win their 4th consecutive series. They haven't done that since a run that started in the middle of April. They won 5 consecutive series starting April the 17th and extending into the first few days of May. They've divided the first 2 games here with the Orioles. Toss to first. Andino back in. Runner at first with 1 out.
You see the Rays defense. Ben Zobrist shaded a little bit up the middle with Carlos Pena holding Robert Andino on. A lot of room over here for J.J. Hardy, but the swings that we've seen from him today, he seems to be determined to pull the ball.
And it goes outside the zone there after a fastball.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, that's 95. That's off the plate, maybe even a little bit elevated. And J.J. Hardy trying to get out and around that and pull that baseball. Boy, if I'm David Price, I don't see how far off the plate he wants to swing.
Yep, you can see 52 of his hits are to left. Down and in, and Lobaton wasn't sure about where that pitch was for a moment.
Well, he wants the fastball away. That ball was cutting back across the plate. Very awkward way of catching. You'll see Fox Tracks likes this, but you're not going to get too many calls when you catch a baseball like that. That's really all you could do when a ball's moving at that velocity.
Yeah, that had a chance to get away from
That's
Lobaton.
Right.
2-2, and it's down, a fastball and a full count. Adam Jones on deck.
David Price not showing the normal command that we normally see out of him, but when he needs to make a pitch, he has shown time and again all season long, even when he doesn't have his A+ stuff or A+ location, he can make a pitch when it counts. He needs to make one here.
Runner goes, pitch, a swing and a miss, and the throw down. He is out at second base. That's quite a pickup by Elliott Johnson right there to complete the strikeout, throw him out, double play. Hardy out on strikes, and Dino caught trying to steal. Another look. No score, mid-3.
With OAR as they hit the main stage after the Rays host the Oakland A's Friday, August the 24th, and perform their headlining hits, including Shattered, Heaven, and That Was a Crazy Game of Poker. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com.
Sounds like a road trip.
West Coast style.
Yeah, that's right. Here's Elliott Johnson.
Maybe same night.
Pitches outside. It's a roller coaster sometimes.
That is so West Coast road trip.
Yeah, Shattered, Heaven. That was a crazy game of poker.
How did I end up here? Did they have that song called that?
And who is that? 2-0.
What's your name?
All right, back to the action. Miguel Gonzalez on the hill for Baltimore. 3 balls. No strikes, the count. Johnson made a very good pickup on the caught stealing. In the top half of this inning, Rays Flashing some leather here in the early part of this game. Joyce with the catch and right. Johnson with the pickup on the tag out of the caught stealing. Three-1 the count. Foul out of play. Baltimore with a couple hits. The Rays have one. The Upton double. Johnson, Jennings, and Upton here in this inning, and any deeper into the lineup, Matt Joyce would get a chance to swing the bat. Tap right side. Quintanilla gloves and throws. Johnson is out number one.
Well, let's take a look at today's text poll question brought to you by AutoWay. Which animal is the best pet or makes the best pet? TB1 bird, TB2 cat, TB3 dog, TB4 snake, TB5 fish. Text 78979 to submit your vote. Standard message and data rates always apply. Well, we know who's going to win this text poll.
Sure.
Yeah. The key is who will finish in second.
Jennings takes a strike around the knee.
That's the real question.
Is there a wild card to that text poll?
Water polo.
And a strike on the corner. To the count to Desmond. Ground ball, that's headed to second. Quintanilla up with this one and a toss for first. 2 up, 2 down, a couple of ground balls. Want to pass along the very best to one of the great Rays fans, an old railroad guy. He's 102 years old, a diehard Rays fan, Joe Gugino, and he watches all the games. Never gives up. Roots for the Rays, I mean, from start to finish. And 102 years young.
Wow.
And still right after this race.
Tip of the cap to you.
And Joe proud of his time he spent working on the railroad. There's a great railroad sense of humor, he says, and that has kept him young. So happy birthday to Joe.
I grew up right next to a railroad track. Right next to the railroad track. Yeah, to the point where now I don't hear trains coming. I don't.
2-0 pitch, skied to right. Markakis settles under this one, keeps his eye on the ball and makes the catch. And the Rays are finished 1-2-3. Ball game heads into the fourth, and we are scoreless. Bark in the park. Astros made his way out there, I guess, for the introduction. Huh?
Yeah, big moment for Astro. And there's Dad.
Yep, Toyota
trend. Look at the breakout there. Very good every month. I mean, even in June, the ERA at 3.29, the worst month ERA. But how about 5 wins? And then July, he is just absolutely taking it to another level. David Price, so consistent, so good all season long. Now, he's thrown at least 7 innings in 15 out of 21 starts and given up 3 earned runs or fewer in 19 of the 21. That's how you put up numbers like that.
Yeah, he's just been amazing. That's the only way to describe what he's been. There's Will Rhymes. He's taking over now at second base for Ben Zobrist. So let's see if we can get some word on that. Adam Jones takes a fastball out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. There's Will Rhymes at second. Swing through this one. Now Price here through 3 innings had made 49 pitches. A 1-1 count here on Jones with Wieters and Ford due to follow. Two balls and a strike. Tigers and the Indians are tied 3-3. That game's in the top half of the 5th. Detroit had jumped to a 3-1 lead. Foul ball. It's 2-2. He's keeping an eye in that wild card race. The Tigers a game up on both the Orioles and the Rays. Starting to get a little space in that wild card race. The Red Sox now behind the Orioles and the Rays. Rays a game and a half back, and the Red Sox 5, Blue Jays 5.5. Blue Jays will be coming in here following Baltimore. Ground ball, and it's grabbed by Price. The lob to Pena. So Jones is out, pitcher first.
Well, that was the first changeup that we've seen from David this afternoon. He was able to glove that ground ball from Adam Jones. Here it is. Great spot. Down and away. You get the reach swing, the ball on the ground, and do it yourself.
One out, and now Matt Wieters. Hit the fly ball to right in the second. Fouls this one out of play. There's a strike. 2. He just missed there. Good to bring that one through the back door, and the count is 1-2.
It's locked.
Photo ops. Another foul ball. The count is still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Obito just checking to make sure everything's still where it should be after taking that one in the mask. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wieters is called out on strikes. He got one to catch the corner finally.
Well, yeah, and he followed it up. That was a perfectly set up backdoor cutter. The previous pitch was a fastball off the plate away, so you let Wieters see it out there as a ball, and then you follow it up with a cutter. Started in the same spot, and look how Wieters gives up on it. That's 2 strikes. He had no intention of swinging at this, thinking that's another ball off the plate away, and he just takes it for strike 3. Perfectly set up and perfectly executed by David Price.
Here's Lou Ford. And that pitch off the plate a little bit.
That was the same pitch.
One ball, no strikes. Ford sends a fly ball into right. Joyce back to his left a few steps to haul it in. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Rays and the Orioles scoreless. TNT trivia question of the day. Name the relief pitcher holding the Rays franchise record for most consecutive scoreless innings. Well, there's a pretty good candidate right there. The Rays have a couple of those streaks going right now. Well, it's been great top to bottom, this pitching staff, right through the rotation, down into the bullpen.
It's pretty amazing the talent that has been assembled, and for the most part they're all pitching to their talent level, and in some cases maybe even exceeding it.
Yep.
And fun to watch.
Here's Matt Joyce. He takes a fastball for a strike. Matt hit the ball hard his first time, but right to Quintanilla, the second baseman, who's stationed in shallow right field. 1-1. Pitch is down. 2-1. Miguel Gonzalez, originally signed by the Angels back in December of 2004. Foul back. He had some knee issues that cost him some time. Missed all of the 2008 season because of that. Missed the 09 season because of Tommy John surgery. Orioles signed him this past February. Pitch popped up. Hardy out. Shallow center, and he's going to make the catch. He was stationed up the middle with Joyce there. So Hardy, the shortstop, takes care of that.
I'll tell you what, Matt Joyce wishes he had a shot at that pitch back. That was a fastball right down the middle, and you can see as he rounded towards second base, the body language said he was not happy. Look at this pitch. Well, that's a pitch. You throw that again. Yep. It says it all.
Well, Will Rhymes is the hitter now. Rhymes takes a strike. First plate appearance for Rhymes today. Ben Zobrist departing early after an 0 for 1. Ball, 1 strike. 29-year-old infielder. Two and 1. Rhymes went to Durham and got a chance to get some regular at bats. And in 10 games down there, he hit well. Count is 2-2. Hit 368 in the 10 games he was at Durham. It's great for him to get a chance to string some at bats together. Hopper foul. And still 2-2. Joyce popped out. Now 2-2 to Rhymes. And he is out on strikes. 2 gone. Well, good. A little harder right there at 84.
Yeah, and a lot of depth to it too. See him really yank through this ball and did that little bit of tumbling action. Completely fooled Will Rhymes. You know, he hasn't thrown too many of them today. He's been mainly with that fastball where he's trying to get the run with it, throwing the cutter, the occasional split. That was a good one there. Rays have yet to figure him out.
Here's the pitch to Jeff Keppinger. And a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Keppinger hit a fly ball to left his first time. Grounds it to the shortstop. J.J. Hardy picks it up and throws. Dug out by Reynolds, and the Rays are up and down in order. We're headed into the 5th inning this afternoon. No score.
Reality chill like you?
Yeah, man. All he does is eat, sleep, lay on the couch. That's about it. He doesn't do much.
Well, there they are, the two of them, all chill.
Welcome back to the Subway fifth inning. We are scoreless. Mark Reynolds will lead off for the Baltimore Orioles. Reynolds, Quintanilla, and Teagarden. Johnson at shortstop with the pickup. First pitch. Mark Reynolds is out of there. It's one out. Well, let's go to Todd and check in on Ben Zobrist. Todd, what do you have?
It's called upper back spasms. That's what they're saying. Ben Zobrist isn't even sure when it occurred. It's not serious, but he left the game with upper back spasms, guys.
All right, thank you. Will Rhymes is in the game in the place of Zobrist. Omar Quintanilla. Cut and a miss. Strike one. Quintanilla 0 for 1. Shortens on that bat. The pitch is a ball. 1-1. Yankees have a 3-1 lead on Seattle. That game's in the top of the fifth in New York. Cleveland is taking a 4-3 lead now on Detroit. A little roller foul. It's 1-2. And no sooner than we check that Cleveland-Detroit score than the Tigers have picked up a run. So that's tied again, now 4-4.
Back and forth they go.
Roller for Johnson. Elliott's throw is in time. Quintanilla is out of there. 2 up, 2 down here in the fifth inning. Let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Name the relief pitcher holding the Rays franchise record for most consecutive scoreless innings. Joe Borowski is the answer to that one. 21. So that's very much in jeopardy with J.P. Howell and Fernando Rodney, each right now sporting a scoreless streak of 20 consecutive innings. Taylor Teagarden looking at a strike. Teagarden made a bid for an extra base hit his first time up, but was denied by Matt Joyce. Ground ball left side, and Elliott Johnson, a busy man here, takes care of all 3 ground balls. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Scoreless.
Tropicana Field. We'll join the conversation and catch all the Rays behind-the-scenes action. Follow the Rays on Facebook and on Twitter at Rays Baseball.
That pretty much says it all.
Yeah,
I mean, covered that.
Follow the Rays, get your inside info, updates, early stuff out there.
Yep.
Tell you what,
something close to our hearts.
Yeah,
individually and collectively.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great idea. It's a nice, social media. It's taken off.
Yep,
taken
really
off.
is.
People enjoy it.
I think it's got a chance to really catch on.
Do you?
I do.
I do too.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
And we actually love it. We think it's a great thing.
Had a sleepless night last night.
Mm-hmm.
Took a couple shots at Twitter yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And
now you're just
felt really bad about that.
You're going to even the playing field.
Yeah.
Right out.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
Think before you speak.
Carlos Pena is going to open the bottom of the fifth. Thank goodness. Gonzalez delivers, and the pitch is a strike. Scoreless game here. The Rays and the Orioles in the wrap-up game of the series. Tap up the right side. 0-2. Truly a bark in the park today.
They're going all out.
First time the Rays have done this, and a great response. Pena reaching and is out on strikes on the split. Well, he got a strikeout of Rhymes on that split in the fourth inning, and now a good one right there. 0-2 to Pena to strike him out.
See, those are the things that you can do when you pitch ahead in the count. You've got a guy like Carlos Pena, free swinging kind of guy. He's got a good eye, but 2 strikes. You've got to protect against everything, and you got a couple shots there to make a nasty pitch, and he didn't waste any time with that split.
There's Ryan Roberts. Pitch inside, 1-0.
Well, really, too, as a team, we've talked about the Rays and how the walk plays such an important role in their offensive attack. But as the game moves on and it's scoreless, you get guys that start to get antsy. In the 5th, 6th inning, they want to make something happen. Maybe they start to expand the zone. Very important that the Rays offensively stay disciplined, even though they haven't been able to muster anything up to this point.
Foul. It's headed for the stands. Andino's going to chase it. That ball is out of play. Ball hit part of the rigging up there and bounced back, but it was in foul territory, and so it is not playable. Andino was staying with that when he overran one here the other night, and here's his nightmare. He thinks it should be here, and wait, it's gone. I overran it again? I mean, well, okay, whatever. 2-1. There's the strike. The count is 2-2.
Ready to catch that flight.
Talking with Tom Foley, Ray's third base coach. When it was closer, he said, you should have made a play on that.
Well, Tom Foley, it hit behind him.
Yeah.
Squared around. I'll tell you what, Miguel Gonzalez has made nice use of that cutter sinker. Not a true sinker, but good run on the fastball, and he's running it in on the righties and then cutting it away from them.
2-2 the count. Tap foul. Baltimore with a couple hits. The Rays have one. Lou Ford doubled in the second, and Dino singled in the third. The Rays got a double from B.J. Upton in the first. And a full count to Ryan Roberts. Rays have the double from BJ and a walk drawn by Pena. That's been it so far against Gonzalez. And ball 4 inside. 1 out pass.
Well, base runners, that's what it's all about here as you start to move into the later portion of this game. It's scoreless. You get a runner on board without even having to swing the bat. That's huge. Lobaton coming to the plate here. The way that David Price has settled in, you're just thinking to yourself, get him anything, something, one.
Lobaton 0 for 1. Swings through the fastball for a strike. Strike at the knees. Fonte hit that home run for the Tigers to get them even with the Indians. Pitch is fouled out of play. 1 on, 1 out, 2 strikes the count to the Rays catcher, Jose Lobaton. Yankees have a 4-2 lead, batting in the bottom of the 5th on Seattle. Raul Ibanez has hit his 15th home run of the year in that game. Top of the 5th, and this one scoreless. Gonzalez and Price, the headliners so far. Lobaton just with a little piece of that one foul right back into Teagarden's mitt with a foul tip strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning. 2 gone here. 4th strikeout of the day for Miguel Gonzalez.
You see a little cutting action on that fastball up in the zone, and Lobaton able to foul it off, but right into the webbing of Teagarden's mitt.
Elliott Johnson. Elliott worked the count full his first time, then grounded out to second. Elliott had a base hit and a walk against Gonzalez in Baltimore. That start he made against the Rays on the 25th of July. Switch hitting infielder. Elliott's been very good from the left side. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Johnson, .291 as a left-handed hitter, coming into play. Back in goes Roberts. Roberts picked up a steal of second base in the second inning. His second steal in 3 attempts. And now ball 3. 3-0. The only time the Rays have put up much of a scoring threat was in the first on the double by Upton. He got the third on a ground ball. He was there with 2 outs, and then Roberts reached on a fielder's choice with 2 outs in the second, stole second, but was left there. And now ball 4. Johnson walks on 4 consecutive pitches. So 2 walks in this inning. The Rays have men at first and second. The top of the order, Desmond Jennings walking to the plate.
Well, this may be all that it takes. You know, a couple of walks here mixed in with a couple of strikeouts. And now you've got an opportunity if Desmond Jennings can get a pitch out over the plate, drop it into the outfield somewhere. Ray's got a chance here to take the lead. This will be his third look at Gonzalez.
Couple of ground ball outs here, one to short, one to second. Desmond takes a pitch down and in off the plate. Ball, no strikes.
Gonzalez getting a little wobbly with that command too, so you hope to get a good count here, already up 1-0.
Broken bat ground ball to third, and Dino steps on the bag to retire the side. Rays lead 2, no score through 5. Is matched up in this pitching duel. Time for the Just for Men Keep Your Edge Spotlight. We look at the most wins in a single season in Rays history. David Price 2 years ago won 19. See Shields with 16 and Garza 15, and right now David Price at 14 this year. Just as those pitchers give and gave the Rays the edge, you can keep your edge with Just for Men mustache and beard. David Price set to wade through the Baltimore order for the third time here in the 6th inning. The leadoff hitter Nick Markakis to start it, then Robert Andino and J.J. Hardy. Markakis 0 for 2. Pitch is a strike. It's a little close. 1-1. No score in this game. The Rays have scored a grand total of 2 innings in the series, and the Orioles have scored a grand total of 4. And exchanging shutouts in the first 2 games, and a scoreless game through 5 today. Fly ball into left. It's Desmond Jennings making the catch. One out. Markakis 0 for 3. Now Robert Andino.
Well, this is just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Sunday best.
Raised Plaid. Pitch to Andino. It's a strike. Andino's been on base twice. Walked in the first, singled in the third. Down to third. Scooped right there by Roberts, and his throw. A strike across the diamond to Pena. 2 up, 2 down.
You know, we talked about David Price with the pitches that he's been able to really develop this year and fine-tune about how he's able to adapt from start to start of what secondary pitches come to the forefront. You know, a lot of times it's the fastball and then the curveball. There was a time it was the fastball changeup, and the changeup went away a little bit. You look at the start today in the breakout, it's been a lot of fastball cutter, occasional changeup, have not seen very many curveballs, if at all.
J.J. Hardy pitches wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, I don't care who you root for or where you are, but in any ballpark where David Price is going to pitch,
yeah,
you want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, it's fun when you get to sit back and watch a guy throw a fastball like he does. I mean, just blazing it in there. That one at 93, but he, you know, known to live up in that 95 to 97 range. And then all of a sudden, you don't know. The spike curveball, that may be the pitch of the day, maybe the cutter.
To me, that's what's really made him fun to watch.
Yeah.
The other stuff developing the way it has, and his ability to work it in depending upon which one's working better than the next pitch.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is game plan. Part of it is how do you feel? You know, sometimes down in the bullpen, you just don't get a good feel for the curveball. You say, you know what, forget it. I've got enough other weapons. We'll see how long we could go fastball, cutter, change. Maybe the curveball comes along as the game goes on. Maybe I scrap it for the whole game and it becomes a show pitch. But he's able to recognize that and go out and execute the game plan.
Well, and here's a case where actually the more other teams scout him, the better it is, because even if he doesn't throw a curveball, it's still a threat.
Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely.
3-1 is foul right back. It's out of play, and the count is full.
You know, and he's one of those guys, too, that and we saw that with Shields in his last start. James Shields was real heavy with the fastball early and the changeup. All of a sudden, curveball cutter, you know, these hitters are waiting for it. They know it's there. Well, he didn't show it till later in the game, and it became much more effective. They were taken by surprise.
That's what makes this entire staff fun to watch. Shields, another guy that same way. And up and down the line in the bullpen.
Don't even get us started on them.
Absolutely.
Right.
Foul ball, that fastball up out of the zone, foul back, and so we'll see another 3-2 pitch.
You know, it doesn't matter on a night-to-night basis. At least half of the pitching matchup is always going to be outstanding. You know, and a lot of times, especially in the American League East, and even when you go west, you're pitching against Oakland, a lot of good young pitchers out there. The Angels now have a pretty stacked staff. Rays will be seeing them for 4 games on the next road trip. We'll see some really good pitchers pairing off.
3-2, and he takes ball 4. Well, Price had retired 9 in a row before walking Hardy. 2-out pass here. Adam Jones will now hit.
You would prefer to see Adam Jones come up with nobody on base. However, David Price, it takes a little walk behind the mound, regroups, realizes he's just 1 out away from getting out of this inning, and goes to work on locking in, making a pitch.
Pitch is a strike. Jones, a ground ball to second, and a comebacker to the hill in the 4th inning. Baseball missed down. 1-1. Price with 3 strikeouts today. He's also walked 3 and has allowed 2 hits. Down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Price 5th in the American League in earned run average at the start of the day. 6th in strikeouts. In the top 10 in innings pitched. And 14-4 overall. Over to first. Price in a scoreless game here gave up 3 runs in 7 innings and no decision in his last outing. 1 run before that, no runs before that, 2 earned runs before that, 1 run before that, 2 before that, and 1 before that. 2-2. So he has consistently been everything and more that you want out of a starting pitcher. In his last 8 starts, 6-0 with 2 no decisions. And 6-2 lifetime against Baltimore. 2-2 with Jones. Jones has battled him, though. He's worked the count. He's seen some pitches against Price today. He fouls this one back, forcing another 2-2 pitch. There you go. 6 pitches first time around. Same thing the second time around, and 5 pitches this time.
Well, and David's mix, we just talked about it. His mix has been mainly fastball cutter. Jones has seen 1 or 2 changeups. The rest he's pretty familiar with.
And he missed with the fastball in, trying to get that 95-mile-per-hour fastball for the strikeout and off the plate.
Yeah, a little too much. Good idea.
Pitches here in this inning. Got the first 2 men, then walk Hardy. Back-to-back full counts here to Hardy and Jones. 3-2, and it's foul back. He just challenged him with a fastball, and Jones fouled it.
Yeah, and that was a real challenge pitch there by David because he tried to come in with that fastball. But here it is. Interest level high. Very.
3-2. Again, the pitch. He got him looking. Strike 3 call. Just a notch up in 97 with the hard stuff. Jones caught looking. A walk and a man left. Bottom of the 6th coming up. No score. local Southern Ford dealers. By Subway Restaurants, play hard, eat fresh. And by Sagicor, plan a bright financial future today at SagicorLifeUSA.com. B.J. Upton will lead off here in the bottom of the 6th inning, facing Miguel Gonzalez, Upton, Joyce, and then Rhymes. B.J. takes the first pitch. That's a fastball on the outside edge. Strike one. B.J. doubled in the first. That's the only hit given up by Gonzalez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second hitter of the game for the Rays, Upton, hit a fastball into left center field for 2 bases. Pitch way in. 2 balls and a strike. It's 3 balls and a strike. Gonzalez a little over 80 pitches on the day. B.J. takes it toward right center. Markakis cuts across though and makes the grab. 1 away.
Well, that was the right idea there by B.J. 3-1 count. Instead of trying to pull that pitch, shoot it the other way, hit it hard.
You know, B.J. had a base hit last night in the 6th inning, and it was a great at bat because he hit the ball on a line into right. Boy, if he could do that, you'd see that batting average really soar.
Absolutely. I mean, anything to get him on base more often, and the ability to hit the ball the other way, he'll do exactly that.
Joyce takes the pitch off speed, too high, curveball. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, you can imagine how disruptive Upton could be on base a lot from the top of the order.
I'm telling you, the toughest guys to face are guys that are willing to hit the ball where it's pitched. I mean, those guys, you know, if a guy's in pull mode, you've got the shift on and he's going to try to pull everything away from him, easy to pitch to.
Yep.
Execute, and more than likely you're going to get the guy out. But it's the guys where if I stay away, he's going to shoot the ball the other way. If I try to pitch him in, his hands are quick enough to get to that. And they just hit the ball where it's pitched. Very difficult. You really got to change your patterns and move the ball around on guys like that.
Joyce bounces this one foul, and that's going to square the count at 2-2. Close, and a full count. Three-two pitch, and ball 4 off the plate in. Well, a 1-out walk here. Will Rhymes heads to the plate.
Now experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Hancock Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Hancock Bank Club features an upscale menu and inclusive drink options. For tickets and more information, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Will 0 for 1. He entered the game in the 4th inning when Vince Zobrist suffered upper back spasms. And Will takes the pitch down. He struck out in the 4th. Zobrist had 1 at bat today, and Ben was 0 for 1. There goes Joyce. The pitch swung on and lifted into right center field. Markakis and Jones. It's going to be the center fielder Jones making the catch, and Rhymes is out number 2. So Joyce still at first with 2 outs, and the hitter's going to be Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger for 2. First pitch is low. Rays have 1 hit. They've drawn 4 walks. The Orioles with a couple hits, and they've drawn 3 bases on balls. Pitch is outside. 2-0. Movement down there in the bullpen. Darren O'Day just strolling around. Gonzalez over 90 pitches. Keppinger pops it up. Foul ball. Reynolds, the first baseman, makes the catch, and the Rays leave a man in the 6th. On to the 7th. We are scoreless.
Too well about Price.
We don't like seeing him. You know, he's one of the best pitchers in the game, and you know, there's 2 ways. You know, when you're competing against some of the best, and that's, you know, up in the big leagues. You know, the good competitors take on that challenge like David does. But you know, you see the process that he's gone through to get where he is, and you know, they've done a good job.
Price coming in with a career ERA below 2.5 against Baltimore, pitching well again today. Showalter went on to say you don't see many pitchers throw from the left side with his velocity. That's what makes him, one of the reasons what makes David Price so tough. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. You have velocity and the assortment of other pitches, and what we've seen emerge over the course of his young career. Command has been just central.
Yeah, well, first of all, you're absolutely the fastball command, both sides of the plate. But we've watched David Price, you know, do that transformation where he's been sliding from thrower to pitcher with those other secondary pitches. But you're right, that fastball in. How many times have we talked about glove side fastball? When it's there, forget about it. You don't have much of a chance.
Wieters will open the inning here in the 7th, and David's first pitch is a fastball up. Wieters 0 for 2 on the day. 4 strikeouts for Price. Ground ball right side. Will Rhymes is there, and the throw to first. 1 out here in the 7th.
Well, start your weekend off right. On Friday, August the 24th, the Rays host the A's, and the first 10,000 fans get a David Price t-shirt presented by the Tampa Bay Times as part of Friday Fest, which is presented by Captain Morgan. Tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com.
Lou Ford stepping in. He has one of the 2 hits. Ford doubled in the second, and Dino singled in the third. Ground ball back to the hill. Price grabs it and toss over to Pena. 2 up, 2 down. A couple of quick outs here in the 7th. This familiar territory for Price. He's given the Rays at least 7 innings in 8 consecutive starts now. And 2 outs into the 7th inning of this one. Mark Reynolds. Reynolds has walked and grounded to the shortstop. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Away. 2 balls and no strikes. Double shutout going here in the top of the 7th inning. There's a strike. 2-1. Ball by the mound. Rhymes to his left. He was playing up the middle and had to scoot to his left to make the play. 7th inning stretch time. No score. There's 3 hits in this game. Price has given up 2 hits, striking out 4. The Rays got a double in the first inning off Miguel Gonzalez, and that's been it. 4 strikeouts for Gonzalez. The Rays have drawn 4 walks against him. So we go to the bottom half of the 7th. Rays and the Orioles, no score in the rubber game of this series. And a big day here at Tropicana Field, Bark in the Park on the Kids Sunday. Good crowd, including 450 examples of man's best friend.
being treated to a pitcher's duel, old-fashioned.
Well, Carlos Pena is going to lead it off, but before he steps in, we have time to check in with Todd.
Dwayne, our Ottaway text poll question might be a little biased today based on all the shots you're seeing, but here it is. What is your favorite pet? We've got TB1, a bird, TB2, a cat, TB3, a dog, TB4, a snake, TB5, a fish. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rate supply. Guys, we'll have all the results of your favorite pet text poll in our Rays Live postgame show. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, it will be Pena, Robertson, and Lobaton as the Rays try to get something started against the right-hander Gonzalez. And as the inning starts, Luis Ayala is up in the bullpen down the left field line for Baltimore. Carlos has walked and struck out. And a ground ball. There's a base hit through the shift into right center field on the first pitch. Big turn by Pena there at first, and he hangs on. So the Rays get the leadoff man on base. And that's the first time in this game that the Rays have put the leadoff hitter aboard. In fact, it's the first time that the leadoff hitter's been on base for either team today.
Now you see Carlos Pena able to hit that ball hard enough to squeeze it through the shift. You've got 3 infielders on the right side. Carlos gets it into the outfield and gets the Rays the leadoff man aboard. And you're right, this is a huge opportunity here as this game now in the bottom of the 7th, and that will invite Rick Adair, the pitching coach, to the mound. A little strategy skull session.
The Rays have just the 2 hits, but they've had men on base in 5 of the 7 innings.
I'm going to vote for Fish. TB5.
Here's Ryan Roberts. Roberts walked his last time. Chases that pitch. 1 strike. Joel Peralta up in the bullpen for the Rays. Bouncer foul. 0-2. Gonzalez closing in on 100 pitches at 97. There's Ayala in the bullpen. High pitch count this year for the right-hander Gonzalez, 114. 111 his last time out in New York. And boy, that pitch didn't miss by much.
It didn't miss at all. It didn't miss at all. If you're Ryan Roberts, you say thank you very much. Move on to the next pitch. That was a cutter down and away. Boy, did that look like a good pitch. All over the plate.
Wow.
My goodness.
So Roberts gets another chance. And a looper into center, but it's going to carry out to Jones. And he makes the catch.
That at bat right there against Ryan Roberts, that a good example of what Miguel Gonzalez has been doing all day to the Rays hitters. He goes cutter away, fastball, runs it in. Cutter away, doesn't get the call. Another fastball, running it in, and gets the bad contact. Just has these hitters back and forth, back and forth. Get ahead in the count, 0-2, 1-2, then maybe you see the split. That has been the game plan, and it's been a good one.
He's sitting at 99 pitches right now, and Jose Lobaton steps into the batter's box. A couple of strikeouts for Lobaton so far. 100 pitch of the game is down. 1 ball, no strikes. A couple of 20-plus pitch innings for Gonzalez. Giving up nothing, no runs, 2 hits. A foul at the feet of the catcher, Teagarden. 1-1 now. Two balls and a strike. High fly ball to right. Not overly deep for Markakis. 2 gone. So with 2 outs, Pena, who led off with a base hit, remains at first. Elliott Johnson strolls toward the home plate area. Elliott walked his last time after grounding out to second in the 3rd inning. Seattle hitting in the 7th at New York, trailing 6-2. Cleveland batting in the 7th inning at Detroit, tied 4-4. There goes the runner. Pitch is wide, and the throw 1 hops in and is there in time to get Pena. Hardy put the tag on him on the caught stealing. We go to the 8th, scoreless. Go to the 8th inning. No score. Each team with 2 hits. David Price allowing those 2 hits, striking out 4 and walking 3. He's at 99 pitches through the first 7. He'll face Quintanilla here to open the 8th. Quintanilla, Teagarden, and Markakis due up. Crowd of 29,530 plus 450 canine attendees. Here's Quintanilla. There's a strike. Quintanilla 0 for 2. Grounded out to short his last time. 1-1. Aaron O'Day starting to loosen now. There's a chop to short. Johnson's throw to first, and for the second straight time, Quintanilla's out. Johnson to Pena.
Number 31, Taylor Teagarden.
Taylor Teagarden. It's 12 ground ball outs recorded by Price in this game. Teagarden takes a strike. He grounded out in the 5th inning after he was robbed of an extra base hit back in the 2nd on a great catch by Matt Joyce. Foul right back. That's out of play. 2. David, quite a few pitches in the early part of this game. He had 35 pitches after just 2 innings. When he settled in, then made a 22 pitch inning out of the 6th. 1 of 2. 7 pitches though in the 5th inning. 11 in the 7th. 105. 1 out into the 8th. 1-2. It's wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to get that cutter to call 3rd strike there, and it did not catch the plate. Here we go, 2-2. Teagarden fouls it back. Fastball. Teagarden right now 1 of his last 24. Two balls, 2 strikes. And strike 3 call. Down around the knees. That's strikeout number 5 and out number 2.
Been such a big pitch for David all day. The backdoor cutter. Missed with one earlier. Trying to close him out, then gets this one right at the bottom of the zone. Outside corner, nothing Teagarden could do about that. See where that crosses. It's just a better pitch.
2 up, 2 down. Markakis. And right back at Price. He knocks it down, picks it up, and lobs it to Pena. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles. We're headed into the bottom of the 8th. We are still scoreless. Rays and the Orioles in the wrap-up game of the series.
into the home half of the 8th inning. Well, coming up on Tuesday's Rays Live, the pregame presented by Gulf Coast Honda, there will be a series preview against the Toronto Blue Jays who come into town. James Shields' interview before he takes the mound that night, and I will be breaking something down.
Darren O'Day will be the new pitcher for Baltimore. On for the 45th time, this time in relief of Miguel Gonzalez.
Well, a tremendous outing there by Miguel Gonzalez. Hold this Rays lineup in check. Darren O'Day is no walk in the park, but almost rather see him than what Gonzalez was able to do today.
Elliott Johnson will be the first man to face O'Day. And he puts down a bunt, a good one. Andino barehanded pickup and the throw. They just got him. Boy, that took a good play by the third baseman Andino, and he turns it in. Ryan Honora on the call at first, and they just did get Elliott Johnson.
Boy, nice idea by Elliott. Better play by Andino. Look at that. Drops it down. What a play.
That was about as close as you're going to get at first and not be safe. They just beat him in.
It's the right call.
Now Desmond Jennings. Sweeps down. Ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 8th. One. Cutting at that pitch as it moved away from him. Rays have not scored now in 19 innings after being shut out last night. Shut out through 7 innings of this game. Now here in the 8th. This one is a strike and the count is 1-1. They scored. They had the leadoff home run in the 6th inning from Desmond Jennings. Desmond did go on the appeal. Honora says he's out of there. Two up, two down.
Sweeping breaking ball. It's right there out in that gray area, but Taylor Teagarden was convinced that he had swung, and Brian Honora said he absolutely did.
Cleveland has scored a run in the 7th to take a 5-4 lead into the bottom of the 7th in Detroit. Detroit patting the lefty busy in the bullpen, and Upton hits a high fly ball to right. Markakis will go back, not yet on the track, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We head into the 9th. No score. A double shutout through 8. It's going to be it for David Price. Fernando Rodney's going to get a call, and look at the Rays bullpen on our GMC spotlight. Last 14 games, the bullpen pretty much untouchable.
Yeah, what is that? Over about 48 innings. 2 earned runs. Opponents average 131. The number of strikeouts. Been absolutely fantastic. Up and down.
So with the Rays at home here, they get 8 shutout innings, 109 pitches from David Price, and Fernando Rodney is on to hold the Orioles in the top of the 9th and give the Rays a shot to win it in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, and that's why he's in. There's going to be no chance at a save this afternoon, so you bring in Fernando Rodney, who leads the way out of that Rays bullpen. 7 walks, 49 2/3 innings. Everything's stellar.
Rodney pitched an inning in the game Friday night to post his 32nd save. He faced Quintanilla, Andino, and Markakis. Here in the 9th, it'll be Robert Andino to lead off. That's Jim Johnson, the Baltimore closer, loosening in their bullpen. A cut and a miss. Strike 1. Andino trying to be ready for the fastball, and he missed it. Strike 1. Is down. Price retired 16 of the last 17 men he faced. The only man to reach in that stretch was Hardy's walk in the 6th inning. The 1-1 to Andino, and a foul ball, and that catches the plate umpire Tom Hallion. Jose Lobaton checking with the crew chief to see if he's all right. There on the mask. Will Harker out to make sure that Hallion is okay.
Let's take a look at what David Price was able to do this afternoon. He was outstanding per usual. Really, the only trouble that he was in was that 2nd inning. And I know, Dwayne, you and I talked about it off camera and said that may have been Baltimore's last chance against David Price, and he really put together a tremendous outing. Those 2 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts. He made big pitches when he needed to. He was outstanding.
Now the only man to reach second base off Price today was Lou Ford on that 1-out double in the 2nd inning. After that, no threats at all for the Rays. They got Ryan Roberts down to 2nd in the 5th inning. Roberts was on 2nd in the 2nd. Upton advanced as far as 3rd in the 1st, but no runs for either team. And now Andino on the 1-2. That's pretty close right there as he lays off the change. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like a perfect pitch to box track. 2-2. It's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Andino walked in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, grounded out in the 6th inning. And a full count to him now in the 9th. And ball 4 is outside. He laid off the changeup. Andino walks to begin the 9th inning. Third time Andino's been on base today.
It was tough too because Rodney was up in the count 1 and 2, and then 3 straight changeups.
J.J. Hardy. Well, Andino throughout that at bat seemed to key on the fastball. The Rays stayed away from that on those last pitches. There's a pop-up on the bunt attempt, and Pena just can't get there in foul territory. Hardy trying to put down a bunt.
Well, against Fernando Rodney, you have to key on the fastball. You know, he's one of those guys where if you sit change up and he throws you a good one, doesn't matter anyway. Here's the bunt attempt by Hardy, and Pena not able to quite get there. But you sit on the fastball, maybe he hangs you a changeup, and you can do something with it. But most pitchers, you've got to sit fastball. He has such tremendous arm speed on that changeup that you can look for. It doesn't mean anything.
First, Andino is back in. Already walked in the 6th. The Orioles trying to get Andino into 2nd. Here in the 9th inning. And the bunt, first base side. Fernando with the toss to Rhymes covering. The sacrifice moves Andino up into scoring position. Hardy's out, 1-4. It's the first out here in the top half of the 9th. Well, coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Todd and Orestes in their anchor spots in center field. We'll cover Joe Madden's press conference and get player interviews from the clubhouse. Laura will be gathering those interviews. And we'll be along early in the proceedings to reflect upon what we've seen today. Adam Jones. Jones, the cleanup hitter, and then Wieters due to follow him. The Orioles put a man at 2nd and 1 gone. Strike around the knees. Ground ball, shortstop. Johnson's throw to first in time to get Jones. Changeup got the ground ball. 2 outs. The hitter will be Wieters. Wieters hit a fly ball to right field in the 2nd. Called out on strikes in the 4th and grounded 2nd to 1st in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. Wieters out in front. Foul back. 0-2. The count to Wieters. Rodney in relief of David Price. Bounce it right back. See another pitch 0-2. Fastball from Rodney hitting 99. Him up there, fastball in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, staying hard with Wieters. Maybe setting him up for that changeup here with 2 strikes.
did not offer it to change, and the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, and the reason that he didn't is because that was a ball right out of the hand of Fernando Rodney. So often we see as it leaves the hand, it looks like it's going to be at the knees or maybe a little above that, then it just kind of bottoms out. That was down the entire way. An easier read for Wieters to make.
Rodney 2-2 with Wieters, and the pitch is down. He stayed with the change. He struck him out when he faced him in a situation late in that series at Baltimore. Went 2-2, got him with a changeup, and tried the 2-2 changeup there, and now the count is full. Foul ball. He stayed with the change. Andino walked. He was bunted to second by Hardy. Jones went out short to first. Now Lobaton trots to the mound before they make this 3-2 pitch again to Wieters. Troy Patton and Jim Johnson have been busy down in the Baltimore bullpen. We're in the top of the 9th inning. The 3-2 again, and he did not get him. A fastball, just a little piece of it, and Lobaton could not hang on for the foul tip. So it's a foul ball. Came close to the foul tip strikeout.
Well, you can see a jet ball just off the bat and into the heel of the glove. Lobaton just not able to sweep it. That's a tough spot for that ball to stick.
Rodney hit 99 on that fastball. That close to getting out of the top of the 9th. Three-two again. And a ground ball headed to short. It's Elliott Johnson making the throw to retire the side. A man left at second. We go to the bottom half of inning 9. Matt Joyce will lead it off for the Rays. No score. Brought to you by Hyundai. If it's stylish, intelligent, safe, and affordable, it's probably a Hyundai. By Checkers, Feast On. And by the 2012 GMC Sierra. It's our best Sierra ever. Well, we speed into the bottom of the 9th. No score. Braves will have Matt Joyce to lead off, and the Orioles go to the bullpen. They want the lefty on lefty matchup. Troy Patton in the game.
Well, Patton on for the 46th time, a 1-0 record, ERA 2.83. Almost a strikeout an inning to go along with just 11 walks.
Patton came on Friday night for a third of an inning and struck out Matt Joyce. We'll face Matt here to open the bottom of the ninth.
Well, there was a steady diet of breaking balls away.
And the pitch is a fastball down. Matt 1 of 7 with 5 strikeouts against Patton. Ball 2. Breaker, a little slider there, 2-0. Little tap out in front of the plate. Patton with the pick and a hurried throw. It's wide and Joyce is aboard. But Matt just made a little contact with it. It stayed fair and Patton had to rush to make the play.
You couldn't have laid a bunt down any better. This was a little cue shot that stayed fair, acted just like a bunt. Forced a tough play by Patton. He couldn't get it done. Look at that, right off the end of the bat. Good hustle by Joyce, realizing it's going to be a fair ball. And the rush throw.
The Rays have a base runner here. Joyce on for the second time. Sean Rodriguez has been announced as the pinch hitter for Will Rhymes. And Showalter out to make a pitching change. To Matt Joyce, and Luis Ayala will be the new pitcher. Sean Rodriguez announced to hit for Rhymes. Joyce at first, and Rodriguez shortens and takes the pitch for a ball. Jim Johnson up last inning, but when the Orioles did not score, he was replaced in the bullpen by Ayala. So he's in there in this scoreless game in the bottom of the ninth. Fourth appearance for Ayala against the Rays this year. And the bunt put down. Ayala with a pickup and the throw to first, and down to second base goes Joyce. The Rays have a man in scoring position. Sacrifice put down by Sean Rodriguez.
Well, get the job done. Sean Rodriguez is going to go out there, face the tough righty on righty Ayala, get the bunt down. Nicely done. Take the out at first, and now the Rays with a couple of shots here with the runner in scoring position.
Well, Jeff Keppinger will be the hitter. Keppinger 0 for 4 lifetime against Ayala. The pitch pops out of the mid of Teagarden, but not far enough to give Joyce any idea of advancing. 1-0. Pitch to Keppinger. Slow. 2-0. The Rays last had a man as far as second base when Ryan Roberts walked in the 5th inning and moved to second on a 2-out walk to Johnson. Now Joyce at second, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. 2-0 to Keppinger. And that's a strike. 2-1. Seven innings for Miguel Gonzalez, 1 inning for Darren O'Day, 1 hitter for Patton. Cut to miss. 2 strikes.
Well, you can see why Ayala is so tough, especially to right-handers. You see the arm angle, see that low 3/4 and the finish on that fastball, how it's able to dive underneath the swing of Keppinger, who's a very good contact man.
The 2-2. And a foul ball. Keppinger stays alive, rolling that one foul.
Let's see if Ayala is able to get that ball on the inside corner with that kind of movement. Very, very tough to get the barrel to that baseball. And if you do, good chance you're going to hook that ball foul. Trying to pull those hands through. He's going to continue to exploit that area.
Gone 2-2.
There might be a chance here to try to sweep something away. Caught a little in between.
Keppinger looking for his first hit of this game. The Rays have just 3, the Orioles 2. One of those hits, a little swinging bunt by Joyce. He's now at second. Keppinger rolls it foul.
Well, that's the example we were just talking about. If you get that ball in there and you hit it hard, very difficult to keep it fair.
Going into the bottom of the 9th inning. The line for both clubs, the total line the same, 0-2 and 0 with 5 left. Right now the Rays with a man on, picking up their 3rd hit.
And he has sped Keppinger up inside.
2-2 and a little tap back, and now Joyce caught between second and third. And the run down, the throw to second, back to get Joyce, and into second base goes Keppinger. So it's a fielder's choice. Started with the pitcher Ayala, back to Quintanilla, then to Andino, and finally to Hardy.
Now they did go away. They got the little tap, and Ayala starts the fielder's choice here. But Matt Joyce is able to stay in this long enough. You see Keppinger come sliding in. Still have a runner out there in scoring position. I mean, you could see Keppinger too, after he hit that, running down to first, not feeling sorry for himself. He took the round at first like he was headed to second base. Got to make sure that he got back out there to give Carlos Pena a shot.
So here's Carlos. They're going to walk him intentionally, with Roberts due next. So an intentional pass coming to Pena. Pena, one lifetime at bat against Ayala, 0 for 1, but an intentional walk here. And now it'll be Ayala against Roberts. Roberts walked in the 5th inning, 0 for 2 officially in the game. Roberts with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Gone 3 for 31 since coming over from Arizona. And a spot here to end it in a dramatic way. Pitch, swings and fouls it out of play. Strike 1. Ayala came into the game with Matt Joyce aboard. Joyce removed in the rundown. Keppinger now the runner at second. Pena's at first. Keppinger the big run. The 0-1 pitch. Cut the miss. 0-2.
Well, he's got that pitch down. That sinking fastball in on righties.
Strike pitch. He strikes him out. Wave and a miss. The Rays get a man to second, leave men at first and second, and we're headed into extra innings. No score.
Jerky all season long. Jack Link's Beef Jerky feeds your wild side. Well, we are scoreless through 9 as we head into the top of the 10th inning. Coming onto the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be right-hander Joel Peralta, on for the 51st time. 1-3 record, 3.77 earned run average, 52 punch-outs, 43 innings of work. Look to keep this scoreless streak going by Rays pitchers.
Sean Rodriguez in the game at second base now as we move into the 10th. Nate McLouth will pinch hit for Lou Ford to begin the 10th in this scoreless game. Ford had a 1-for-3 day, a double his hit. And now Peralta's first pitch is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Fernando Rodney, 1 scoreless inning. Cloud had a double and a single in last night's game. The pitch is outside, a breaking ball. Cloud a few years back, an all-star playing for Pittsburgh and a Gold Glove winner. Just foul out of play, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Now it's low. 3 balls and a strike. The Rays have gone 3-3 in extra innings this year. The Orioles have played a dozen extra inning games. They've won 10 out of 12. The 3-1. And it's popped up. Foul ball. That's headed to the stands. Going to be out of play. So the count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes. And a fly ball back into right field. Joyce will go to the edge of the turf right in front of the track to make the catch. 1 away. McLeod is retired.
McLeod did not make solid enough contact. This ball catches a lot of plate. Lifts it to right field. Looked good off the bat. Matt Joyce had plenty of room. It's a nice comeback there by Peralta, being down 3-1 in that count.
Now Mark Reynolds. He bounces it foul for a strike. Price for 8, Rodney for 1. Now Joel Peralta. Shift on for Reynolds. Low and outside. 1-1. Rodriguez on the shortstop side of second base. Rodriguez, Johnson, and Roberts left side. The 1-1 drops too low. 2 balls and a strike. Not only have the Orioles won 10 games in extra innings, but they have a 10-game winning streak in extra innings. They lost a couple early to New York and then started their extra inning win streak in the middle of April.
Well, Peralta's put himself in another tough spot here. 3-1 count. Mark Reynolds. He's able to come back and get Cloud. You know Reynolds is going to be aggressive.
Peralta's 3-1. And that's a strike on the corner. So the count goes full. Peralta not giving in and throwing a pitch that just got the corner.
Yeah, still trying to make quality pitches. That was right there.
Peralta worked the scoreless inning in Friday night's game. And he loses Reynolds. 1 out walk. So the Orioles first baseman now at first. Quintanilla is on his way to the plate. Quintanilla, the last 2 times up, has grounded out to short. On 1 out, Johnson loosening again down the left field line. The first pitch, there's a strike to Quintanilla. Quintanilla, a long look down at his third base coach, DeMarlo Hale. It's too high. 1-1. Another look at Quintanilla down there as Peralta readies himself. Quintanilla, lifetime against Peralta, nothing of 2 with a walk and a strikeout. He pounds it right back. 1-2. Outfield not overly deep. Straight away for Quintanilla. Reynolds, the runner at first, aboard with 1 man gone. 1-2 pitch. Foul right back. It's on play. It's Taylor Teagarden. He's on deck. Peralta delivers and a foul. This one out of play. The breaking pitch up. And he fouled it out of play. Detroit with a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tied with Cleveland. Rays and the Orioles chasing the Tigers, with the A's and the Angels right now occupying the 2, what would be the 2 wild card spots. A 1-2. Strike 3 call. He got him at the knees. Breaking ball. Quintanilla caught looking.
Well, everything in that at bat from Peralta was up that Quintanilla was swinging. Look at all the pitches where they are. Look where this ends up. Where you get a guy, you change his eyesight. He's looking up, looking up. Now look at that. Right down at the kneecap. Nice adjustment made there by Peralta and picking up that strikeout.
2 gone for Teagarden. Teagarden 0 for 3. Fastball he takes just off the plate. 1-0. Garden hit the ball back in the second inning that Joyce made a great catch on in right field. Since then, he's grounded to short. He's called out on strikes in the 8th. All of that against David Price. The breaking ball fouled. It's 1-1. Reynolds at first, 2 outs. And a foul ball back. 1-2. Tigers batting in the bottom of the 9th after they had tied Cleveland with a run in the 7th, and that game is a 5-5 ball game. Boston leads 6-2 at home in the top of the 9th. The Twins batting. Here's the 1-2. It's outside. 2-2. Teagarden actually has had a couple pitches to hit in this sequence and has not.
Absolutely. There was a breaking ball that was out over the middle of the plate, thigh high, fouled it off. Had a couple of them that were elevated. See him starting to fly open a little bit, and that's why Peralta tried to close him out down and away, and he's going to go back out there again. Sees the same thing.
Here it is. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Teagarden fouls it. Fastball out there away.
Yeah, but did you see the swing? He fouled that off, and he's going to live to see another pitch. But that swing, he's reaching. There's no power behind it at all. If he does make contact, it's going to be a lazy little fly ball to right field. Hey, there's nothing there.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Two again. Upstairs. And we're going to go to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Markakis on deck. Jake McGee just now up in the Rays bullpen. Three balls, 2 strikes. The runner at first is Reynolds. Off with the pitch. There he goes, and the pitch is shot toward left center field. That's going to be in there. 1 hop and to the wall. Reynolds will score. It's a double for Teagarden, and it's 1-0 Baltimore on a 3-2 pitch. Teagarden takes a fastball up the alley into left center field. And that will give Baltimore the lead.
Well, that was short of hitting the ball out of the ballpark. That was about the only way that you were going to score. You got the runner in motion, and that's what you're always afraid of. Runner in motion. Teagarden gets out there, wraps that ball around. Boy, oh boy, they had been working him away, his swing.
Well, he got another pitch to hit, and he sent it up the alley.
Well, it was just slightly elevated. It was on the outer half for sure, but Teagarden was able to go out there, get it, and pull that over into left center field. That was a nice adjustment made by him.
Well, Teagarden had gone 1 for 25 before he doubles. It's only his 3rd hit of the year.
Yeah, coming 2 for 27. And boy, you know, you get Mark Reynolds in motion and the gapper.
So a run home here with 2 outs in the 10th inning for Baltimore. It'll be the top of the order, Nick Markakis. Now they have to get this guy. He's a tough hitter. Trying to limit the damage. pitch is a strike. Cake is 0 for 4. 3 ground ball outs. He did hit a fly ball to left in the 6th. Wave and a miss. Missed the split. 0-2. A 2-strike count. And a ball outside, 1-2. Rays won here Friday night 2-0. The Orioles won last night 4-0, and we're 1-0 Baltimore in the 10th inning of this game today. Pitch popped up. It's Rodriguez at second base. He's got it to retire the side. Bottom of the 10th coming, and it's 1-0 Baltimore. There are his numbers on the year. He has been excellent for them in this role.
Yeah, and that ERA by Johnson a little bit skewed. He's had 2 outings this year against Minnesota Twins, against the Oakland A's, where he's gone a third of an inning and given up 5 earned runs in one, 6 earned runs in another, basically accounting for that entire ERA. But you see the strikeouts to the innings pitch. He is not a big strikeout guy. He throws that sinker. He's got a good power sinker with good velocity. He throws it about 75, 76% of the time. So you can expect to see a lot of those. They're just very difficult to elevate.
Nate McLeod in the game and left after pinch hitting in the top of the inning. And the Rays will dip into the bench for Sam Fold. Fold will pinch hit for Lobatone to begin the Rays half of the 10th.
Now this is a good move here. Sam Fold can take that sinker down and away, maybe try to shoot it to left field, get on base with his base running abilities.
And the first pitch takes a strike. So the Rays need a base runner. Down by a run. Ground ball headed to second. Quintanilla up with it. And the throw to first in time.
The shortstop, number 9, Johnson.
Now that's what makes Jim Johnson so tough. He's tall. He creates a nice downhill angle. He's got a lot of velocity on his sinker. Stronger than most. Tough to get underneath it. Hope he hangs one.
There's Elliott Johnson. The pitch is a first pitch strike, a fastball. Only at 1 out of 3 against Jim Johnson. The count is 1-1 right now. Foul ball. 1-2. The 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball into right field. Markakis headed toward the line, and he makes the catch with a second out. 2 up, 2 down in the 10th. That will get Desmond Jennings to the plate. So Jennings 0 for 4 on to face Johnson, against whom he is 0 for 2 in his career. And the pitch hit on the ground to third, and Dino up with it, and the throw to first. This game is over, and it goes to Baltimore in 10 innings. It's a 1-0 final for the Rays. 3 up, 3 down in the 10th. And so the Rays, who had hoped to win their 4th consecutive series, instead dropped this one in 10. A run, 3 hits, no errors, 6 left for Baltimore. 0-3-0, 7 left for the Rays. Ayala will get the win. He is 3-3. Peralta, the loser, dropping his record to 1-4. And save number 32 to Jim Johnson. With 3 hours and 10 minutes to play this game before 29,530. We promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. That would be the 2-base hit by Taylor Teagarden with 2 outs in the top of the 10th. On a full count with Mark Reynolds breaking on the pitch. Reynolds scores what turns out to be the deciding run in this game. And the Orioles hand the Rays this 1-0 defeat in 10 innings. Now for Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast and not the outcome. We'll be with you tomorrow, or actually on Tuesday, when the Rays open a series against the Blue Jays. Our coverage begins here at Tropicana Field at 6:30, all in high definition. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, coming up next, and we will see you there.